Hey, fourth grade student musicians, Mr. Osborne here. I hope you're doing well. This is slide two. So in slide two, I thought we would review some really cool stuff that you and I have reviewed and spent some time with over the past couple of weeks and really the entire school year. So first thing you'll look at is instrument review, and you'll go through some of the different musical instruments of the orchestra. Actually, this will highlight the Baroque period, the classical period, and the Romantic period. And interestingly enough, the Romantic period orchestra pretty much looks like today's orchestra as far as the composition is concerned and how many people, things like that, who's in it, where they stand, where they sit, all that. Okay, after that, then we will take time to look at some of the individual families of the orchestra and expand out even a little bit further than we have usually done. Like here, we'll look at the strings, violin, viola, cello, string, bass. Here we'll look at the saxophone family, which we really haven't spent a whole lot of time on. They are a woodwind family. They're a subclass or a subfamily of the woodwind family. But you don't see them very much in orchestras, but you see them a whole bunch in marching bands, high school bands, things like that, jazz bands, obviously, wind bands. Here you have the rest of the woodwinds that are not here in the saxophone family. You've got your flutes, your piccolos, clarinets, alto clarinets, bassoons, oboes, things like that. Here we'll look at the fretted instruments like ukulele and guitar, electric guitar, and some other instruments like that. Here we'll look at the brass family. That's your trumpet, French horn, trombone, tuba, things like that. And then here's a percussion family. You'll see there's a whole list of members of that family. You'll get to see a whole bunch of those. Over here, we will look at the vocal review, and this will be a fun little video that talks about the four voices that humans have, pretty much, which is the high girl's voice soprano, the low girl's voice alto, the high boy's voice tenor, and the low boy's voice bass. And then over here, you'll see I have little posters of each of these: soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And then if you click here, you'll actually get to see like this amazing soprano. She's an opera star. You'll like her. She's really good. Then there's this really cool person, Marian Anderson. Not only is she amazing with her voice and just a very beautiful human being, she also has some historical significance here, especially standing right in front of the sculpture of President Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator. So anyway, there's some really neat things there. And there's an interesting story where she was not allowed to sing because of some not very nice people, the daughters of the American Revolution, not very nice people, trying to keep her from singing on their pretty lawn. So these other guys were really nice. And they're like, you know what? You don't need that sad, goofy lawn, and you don't need to hang out with those old nasty women. Let's go over here and go to stand in front of Abraham Lincoln and sing there in front of 100,000 people. Yeah, that's a good choice. Anyway, she did, and it was a great story, and I hope you like it. Then we have a tenor, and not your usual tenor, because last time I think I showed you Luciano Pavarotti, and he did the song Nessun Dorme. I found another version of Nessun Dorme done by this guy. His name is David Phelps. He's a great tenor. He sings Italian, but he can sing anything. He's just crazy amazing. Hope you get a chance to hear him. You may have already heard of him, your folks, and you may have already heard his music before. He's a great musician. He sings all kinds of music. So, and then the bass, we talked about Ivy Kaplan once before. He's one of the bass I showed you last time, but here he is just by himself. And he used to be with the group Pentatonics, and now he's on his own. And he's got a really deep voice. Bass, kind of like me, Mr. Osborne. Yeah, actually, I started out as a bass baritone. Yep, it's a lot of fun. Okay. Then we're going to look at standard notation review. This will be just a basic review, some of the things we talked about. Then we'll look at rhythm and beat, which is some of the things we've looked at. We'll look at tempo. You'll notice I don't have a whole bunch of stuff here. Pitch, melody, we'll look at that. And then meter, we'll look at some of the things that are in that. Okay, I'll find out where my pitch melody thing is and make sure that's there for you. But then after we look at these things, we're going to take all this information and come over here and have a little bit of fun with what we call creatives. Q Grooves is a really cool thing. It's got guitar, keyboards, drums, and you can create like a band and do some tiles and make some music with it. This is Q Composer. This one is basically like a piano creator of music. Q Strum is really kind of fun because you can do ukulele, you can do rhythm guitar, regular guitar, bass guitar, electric guitar, and you can write music and then you can play it. Yeah, it's really neat. And Q Backbeat, that's a drum, basically a drum machine. And then finally, Q Sound Effects is very fun. The kids here at school have really enjoyed taking videos that are silent and then putting sound effects and music to it, and you can create your own, and then have a movie night for your folks, and that would be kind of fun. Okay, that's all from this slide. We'll talk